On this week's episode of Good For You, Friends Don't Let Friends
Eat Gigi crackers without cheese. Hello and welcome to
Good For You.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
Good For You, a podcast about the things we ghosted, the purchases that haunt us, and best products, services, and industry happenings in the wellness, well-being, and spiritual space. We're going to give you a healthy little dose of fun. We're going to talk about the things that are happening in pop culture, the ones that got away, the things in our cart that are haunting us or ghosting us, our strong opinions
that are loosely held. We like to call this the Grext.
The group text.
The group text in your ear. So come say hello. Join us in the audio Grext, where friends don't let friends
Get scammed. Okay, I was going to go to Erewhon to get our drink of the week before because we had a request, a specific drink. I didn't get it because I got lost on the way to Moon Juice. I was like, I'm going to put in Waze because that will tell me the direct way to Moon Juice, even though I know where it is.
Actually, it will tell you the most indirect way.
True. It did. It did. It took me a back way and I was like, I love this. And then it was like, turn left on the street and it was like, street closed. And I was like, okay, I'll go on the next street. That's fine. I can problem solve this. Nope, couldn't. Took me through the hills of Silver Lake. And I was like, I'm up so high.
You did a little tour.
It wasn't ideal.
So that was on your way.
So I was going to try and go to Erewhon first.
Oh.
Yes.
I was wondering where you were.
Then I got lost and I was like, fuck.
You're like, there goes the drink time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I had this in my fridge anyways. And I was like, I'll bring it just in case I don't have enough time to go to Erewhon. So I did.
You had a drink contingency plan.
I did.
You were so prepared.
Yeah. So we'll get to our dear listeners' request next week. But I only have one. That's why there's only one and why I brought a mug. I'll drink out of the mug. You can drink out of this glorious thing for ASMR.
The people love it.
Okay, and I'm going to pour. I like the smell.
Notes of raspberry?
Mm-hmm. It's red.
I don't like it.
Where's the flavor? It smells more than it tastes like a flavor.
Is it a stevia sweetened?
I think we've been cock-blocked by stevia yet again.
The flavor really comes through, aka nothing. Okay, what is this?
Big reveal.
East Sparkling Wellness Water. On the back, it says the essence of life.
It's the essence of water is wetness.
Exactly. And the essence of life is wellness. Oh, cherry juice, algae, red algae. Stevia is last.
Okay.
Yeah, nope. Not for me.
Now, I think it wasn't water. And
it is not wellness.
It is not wellness.
Not for me.
I wouldn't drink it again.
Nope.
But it's not the most offensive thing that we've had before.
No.
Do me a favor, don't do me no favors. Don't talk to me until I have my morning coffee. Don't talk to me until I have my morning coffee.
Hi, how's it going?
Welcome back.
We're back in the studio. We've got Bonnie here, our mascot.
Well, this is like trying to wrangle her. Bonnie is not having it.
So, while we were off gallivanting in pharmacies all over Italy, Glossier made a little deal.
And I would just like to say, we called this.
That's true.
Many moons ago. You know, That's So Raven, how she would have this like flash forwards. We need a flashback sound. It's like. So, Glossier and Sephora have reached a deal. Mm-hmm. And Glossier has also laid off 24 people, which is a real bummer. But basically, Glossier is going to be available at Sephora, which is owned by LVMH, in 2023, early 2023.
Which I feel like is kind of a tease.
Just let us know that it's like going live tomorrow.
I guess they need time to make their product better.
Oh, God, yeah. And I wonder if they have to make like a ton, if there's some sort of like, they have to make more products. Like perhaps if they have to make products that are exclusive only to Sephora.
And exclusively higher quality. Because I was thinking about picturing their product next to everything else.
Oh my God.
Not that everything is top notch in there, but I don't think their stuff can stand up.
No, they're like flimsy plastic, like next to all the really nice, expensive.
Yeah.
Not even not that much more expensive than Glossier. Yeah, we call this for Glossier because they have had a very difficult year. We'll link back to the episode where we talked about this, but Basically, the company is D2C, and in order to obviously make more money, they need to have a bigger footprint. So they were opening retail stores. It's really expensive, and they needed another retail partner. So it was just a matter of time, like who's the retail partner going to be. It sounds like they're also continuing to open just Glossier stores. They have one due in Brooklyn and Philadelphia this fall.
Oh, that's interesting because they closed all their Manhattan locations.
Really?
Yeah. I think over the pandemic.
Well, they have that big one on Melrose Place.
It's
in LA.
massive.
Yeah.
It's called the Glossier World or something. It's more of a showroom because that's about the experience.
More of a place to see and be seen. I think Sephora is a good brand alignment partner for them. It's like elevating the brand a little bit. But I do think that they're going to have a really hard time competing.
I've wanted to like so many of their products,
Same.
and I like their intentions.
They're kind of this weird brand, right? They aren't a clean beauty brand, which could maybe excuse the small range of products that they have. But they're not like a performance makeup brand, right? They're not like a Fenty. They're not a MAC. They're not even like Rare Beauty. They also have a really small shade range. I don't think it's a very inclusive brand. And I think if you're going to compare them to Fenty, of course, but even like NARS or honestly Sephora's own brand.
I don't know how Gen Z feels about it, but I feel like they're a little bit synonymous with a millennial makeup brand. And because I don't think it's sustainable for anyone in the space to be just D2C, it's like they had to make this play.
Right.
But it seems like an afterthought.
It's like we're drowning and we need to do something.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Because also you mentioned they're selling in Marshalls. So then what is the wholesale price?
Spotted on the Glossier Reddit, I think the bomb.com at Marshalls, which is honestly, that's really bad because the bomb.com is like one of their best selling products that people are obsessed with.
Yeah.
Which is basically just like glorified chapstick.
Yeah, Vaseline with some food coloring maybe.
Right. We want to see it come back. We love a comeback. We love a redemption arc.
Yeah.
But what do you think Glossier is going to have to do in order to like fucking crush when they go into Sephora? Like what would make you excited about Glossier?
I think better quality overall, which I don't think they can change because I always thought the whole sell of them was that they were a D2C Maybelline essentially.
Right. I
I would have been actually less shocked in a way if they made a deal with CVS or Walgreens.
think that you're so right. Honestly, they should have just gone into Target.
Yeah, I think to your point, it will be hard for them to compete in Sephora. So if they're going to turn it around, it's like then they just have a Sephora line that is a superior quality and distinctively so. But then that kind of fucks the value of the rest of their line. I don't know.
I think like their original intent was French Pharmacy, right?
Yeah.
But like New York Girl or American Girl. But their products just don't work. Like their retinol, their sunscreen, any of even their skincare products.
I don't even
I'm just
think
like,
about their skincare.
no, I would never go to them for like a product that actually was efficacious.
Do you think Emily Weiss uses the product?
No, she can't.
I'm sure that's true of so many things. It's like people who own Kraft are not like shoveling Skippy
Singles.
every morning. Yeah. So I get that that's a thing, but I don't know. When it comes to being in beauty and wellness, you would think you'd want to be able to use your own product and back it.
Right.
But it's so hard to believe that she would use it.
No, she's definitely going to her dermatologist for like a retinol that actually works.
Right.
Right. Like that's always going to be better than an over the counter.
Yeah.
I think that they need color cosmetics. Like I think about the brands that have launched in Sephora over the last couple of months. House Labs in particular, Lady Gaga's brand. They relaunched basically their entire brand from Amazon. They pulled it off of Amazon and put it only in Sephora. And it's like extreme color cosmetics, kind of like Half Magic Beauty.
Right.
And I think that's more than having a moment.
Speaking of
That's
which-
like I've seen a couple of ads on my Instagram, and there's this one color like cream eyeshadow that's so pretty. It's like a darker version of Glossier's Blue Sky Wash.
An artist's line.
I think it's too complicated for the average person.
Not accessible.
Yeah. And I think that's what people really like about Face, Halsey's beauty line, which just went into Ulta. And I think they might be in Sephora too. I'm not quite sure.
Also, Jones Road.
Yeah.
Not comparable, but comparable in the sense of trying to go towards this natural, simple beauty look.
I think that's such a good example. Jones Road is like innovative compared to Glossier.
Yeah.
Glossier is just like, here's a concealer in a pot and like there's 6 shades or whatever. There's more than that, but they're still not that good.
No, Jones Road is actually trying to create new products. I think I saw something that Glossier, or this might just be a great headline, that Glossier is the #1 most searched brand on Sephora. that returns no results.
That makes sense.
When you're shopping at Sephora, you want a range of products. That's why you go there. It's a marketplace that you want to be able to pick and choose. So part of me is like, maybe they will do well. Maybe they'll be okay because their product is not competing as a standalone where you're like, oh, for this to be worth it, I have to order 5 things. But if I just want to order that one product, maybe that's going to be enough for them.
Fair.
What about you?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to go in with every product and they're going to have to bring new versions of the stuff that's like done the best. So I would love if they like did blue mascara. You know, I would love if they did like color. They do black and I think brown like eyeliner, like do some color eyeliners. You don't have to make a whole new like full on product. Just like give us a little bit more, you know, or like an more exclusive, range. Even like they have their body oil or their wash, right? Like make 2 different flavors or scents.
I've never used that. Their bar or their dry oil.
Yeah. Just like give us some different scents, you know, like people love the Super You or the You by Glossier fragrance. Like, great. Do like a slightly deeper fragrance version of that. Like they don't need to reinvent the entire brand, but I think they do need to like add some zhuzh in and some options for people because I think that's their problem right now is they only have one of everything.
Yes, that's true.
It's like, well,
yeah.
Other than their lipstick, they have 2 different types of lipstick, which is funny.
She doesn't have the range.
She does not have range. So TBD. I don't know anything about selling makeup.
Me neither.
I just know about what I like buying.
And that they have a solid brand. Their design, their product names, their marketing, that's what's floated them.
Definitely. But to your point, do we have millennial fatigue?
Yeah.
I mean, Olivia Rodrigo was their first brand advocate that they paid. So like they're trying to talk to Gen Z.
And it is the more affordable, cool brand. What is at that price point right now that has a very cool brand association makeup wise?
I think like Tower 28, Say Beauty.
Say is more expensive. I think Tower 28 also doesn't have that many products.
That's true.
So I don't like know.
I think About Face is cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I think that Hailey Baldwin's skincare line, Rhode, they brought the prices down for that too. And I think that's kind of like looking like the cool skincare line at the moment. So I don't know.
Okay.
Gen Z, tell us.
What do you think?
Tell us olds what you think.
What are your Glossier predictions? This is now predictions corner.
We'll set the timer and we'll review in January of 2023 when Glossier launches.
Upon launch.
Yep. So I went on Reddit, which is where I always go when I'm looking for more information on something. And I found the subreddit fiberfeuds, which is about...
How many people are in that?
There's a lot. There's more than you think.
A lot of reasons you could get into fiberfeuds.
But it got me into Reddit snark. Like I fell into the Reddit snark hole. And are you familiar with snark communities on Reddit?
Only as of 20 minutes ago when you explained it to me.
Great.
I mean, I'm familiar, but I didn't know that they were called snark.
So there's like tons of snark communities. The most popular one, I think, is Blog Snark, and it has like over 100,000 followers. And basically, snarking on Reddit is where...
Look it up.
Do a fucking Google.
If you haven't followed along this far. Sorry, we love you.
But it's a place where people will go, and it's a bit like, I don't know, the town square where you can bounce your ideas off of other people. And on Blog Snark, it's where they talk about influencers. It used to be bloggers back in the day when there were blogs. And generally there's like a code of conduct for snarking. You don't snark about people's kids or about body stuff or about like mental health stuff.
So civil.
It's pretty like, yeah, it's like, what's going on with this person? What's going on with this person? I stumbled upon a feed about Shut the Kill Up. Do you know her?
Yes.
An OG Instagram influencer in the wellness space.
Also, that name.
Talk about millennial.
Yeah, seriously.
It was one of those big sort of like whole food, healthy, cool. I listen to Drake. I'm making a big smoothie. Yeah, and I love Health Aid. Like, do you remember that brand of influencer?
I just remember every time I went on her page, I'm like, do you
work for them?
Yeah,
yes.
Like, yes, turns out. But also, I think that might be a little bit too much nut butter in your weekly diet.
Everything is going to stick together inside of you. We've all, in this pursuit of wellness, maybe done some things.
Thing you've done?
Me?
Yeah.
Coffee edibles.
Oh, right. We talked about that.
Also going to like not an angel healer, but like going to a shaman. I feel like that's probably one of the craziest things I've done.
Yeah.
But on the scale of crazy, it's quite small. It's a 4.
I don't ever recommend doing a colonic.
I've never done that. Too scared. You did it?
It was so traumatic. I was like, why do people do this?
People love it. People like say, I'm like, no. Do you regularly poop?
I don't want to think about it.
I honestly think that like most of our illnesses, and this goes back to fed up, most of our unwellness is because people are not pooping every day. Like that's why people are grumpy.
Once you're backed up.
That's why people vote Republican. Like, come on. Anyway, let me land this plane. Saw Shut the Kale app on Reddit. All of this is snark communities. People, I think, have questions about the influencers that they see. And they like feel like they can't ask them, obviously, on Instagram or to the actual person because they get blocked or deleted. So they go to these places like Reddit and it's kind of like, hey, did you hear about this thing? And what do you think is going on here? And the thing that was going on with Shut the Kale Up is she's getting a divorce and she's kind of alluded to it over the last year, but hasn't said it. And she'll be like going through something really hard, extremely traumatic. I'll tell you more about it soon, I promise. And then like months will go by and it'll be just like crickets and ads basically where she doesn't talk about it, but it's kind of like this Reddit community was like, she's just egging people on. She's like getting people to froth and like tell her how great she is and comment and interact with her. And then she posts like 5 ads.
It's mid-season. She's prepping for season 2.
She's saving up her divorce, man. Like, yeah. She's got to do a certain number of ads, probably. It's just interesting. I mean, like this whole Reddit snark thread on her. They like found her divorce papers.
How did they find those? Is that technically public?
It's on the internet. Yeah.
Yikes. That sucks.
And then like some ex-girlfriends of her husband were like commenting about how he was a cheater and all this stuff. And it was crazy. It was just, I'm impressed and also terrified that like all of this is on the internet.
People be nosy.
People be nosy.
Yeah.
But it got me just thinking about like all of this snark communities and the way that we're kind of like going back and forth around influencers and our experiences with them and like trying to figure out and almost like catch our balance underneath ourselves and be like, hey, am I like dysregulated by this person for some of my own shit? Or is there something funky that's going on here? And kind of being able to talk to someone about it. It's funny because it's like on the internet, it's not in real life. And be like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And how that seems like such a part of human nature to be like, is this normal?
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching this too? Do you think this is weird?
Yeah. You want to be validated in your own experience. It's kind of water cooler talk for the internet.
Yeah.
Because so many of these relationships, Instagram is not really a community-centered place. It's a place for that very parasocial connection. So it's that one directional, you can comment, you can like, but it's not totally set up for community discussions or whatnot.
Yeah, you can kind of like gaslight yourself in a way.
It's just like what happens so often with open secrets that you hear about. I mean, this is maybe a large stretch, but I think it's similar in terms of when something comes out about someone who has crossed the line in some way, and then it's like, why did no one talk about this before?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein. Yeah.
So I think those snark threads are probably important in a way. As much as I'm sure people are mostly shitty.
Right. It's a little bit of like both, right? Yeah. Where you're like, yes, gossip saves lives.
Right.
Right. In the case of like
it's important.
Epstein and Weinstein. But
people are also shitty.
People are also shitty. Also, gossip was not the way that like the negative connotation that we have with it. It's totally gendered.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be. Gossip just used to mean women talking to each other. That's it.
Yeah.
No like ill will or talking about other people.
Sharing information though, you gain power.
Yeah. Do you think Reddit snark is good for anyone?
I myself have not been on the snark pages, but none of this is black or white. There's nuance to all of this. Maybe some of that discussion on some of those threads have made people feel validated in something that they needed to feel in order to pursue something like positive. But it also has a negative effect of groupthink and mob mentality.
Not to be biased, but it's like what we try to do here, right? Hey, here's this product. Are you guys getting ads for it too? Does it seem a little weird to you too?
Yeah.
Like, let's investigate it together and like try to come up with a reasonable assumption based on our experiences, and our collective experiences, and kind of like doing not just an internal gut check, but also like a group vibe. And like some Reddit snark communities seem to have higher ethics than others.
Yeah. Like all online communities.
Exactly. Code of conduct, if you will. So jury's still out, but let us know what you think on the Grext, which is our free members community.
Which is our.
It's our snarkers. No.
There's some snark on there.
I mean, yeah, there's reviews, there's comments, there's lots of good conversation.
Dope recommendations.
Honestly, the best recommendations ever. If you ever have a question about whether you should buy something or not.
Or someone's like, hey, anyone have a good accountant? I was like, yep. I do. Here you go.
Here you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we try to do. So go check out the cracks. Well, I sent you a podcast to listen to for this week.
Yes, you did. So I have listened to one episode of this podcast.
Yes.
It is called Fed Up. And I finished the first episode feeling personally fed up because I was like, what is this about? I tried to repeat it back to you like you do in therapy. Okay, this is what I heard that you were saying. Tell me if this is right.
And then at every point I was like, nope.
Nope, that's wrong.
No. Nope.
Imagine doing that to your partner. So I heard that you're feeling, nope, you missed it. Got it all wrong.
I don't have to imagine. That has happened to me before.
Okay. I've definitely got a few wrong, but I was trying to explain this podcast to you and you were like, no, none of that. I was like, all right.
Wait, you go.
Yeah. All right. Your turn. Basically, my conclusion was this is about a protein cracker empire influencer and things went awry because everyone was having insane medical issues.
Kind of.
So,
that is kind of how the first episode sets it up, but it's really about so much more than that.
Lots of people shitting blood.
I've listened to all the episodes. I didn't know about this thing. It's confusing.
I'm extremely confused. You're confused. I'm fucking confused, bro.
The podcast is confusing. Sexy Unique Scam this week
Is a continuation of this conversation.
Yeah, the Fed Up podcast. Is it good? Is it bad? It's from Wondery. Casey Wilson is the narrator. She's great.
Okay, they make so much content.
Their thing is they basically make shows to sell them to TV and movies, which is sort of genius. And they must make fucking bank, dude.
I mean, hey, this show.
This is kind of not quite true crime, but maybe it is because who knows what the show's about.
Exactly. Honestly, I could be.
Yeah, it could go in that direction if it really wanted to. Well, I think that's kind of what Wondery is doing here, right? They've got a couple of juicy parts, right? They've got the sort of gossip angle because Fed Up, part of the story started on Dumois, the anonymous gossip Instagram account. They've got the diet culture, influencers not being what they seem, which is always really interesting to people, sort of like a scam artist.
Totally.
And then they've got these people who say that they were poisoned by this fiber powder.
Sounds awful.
It also seems a little bit, to be fair, this doesn't seem like a Daily Harvest situation.
Yeah.
This seems like babe, you're only supposed to do one serving of the fiber powder and you had 6, and that's why you can't poop and your stomach hurts.
Yeah, and why are you eating so many of these weird crackers?
Eat some food.
Yeah, this stuff is so processed.
Oh.
Even if it was high quality ingredients, your body is still trying to figure out what is this?
Even just protein powder is kind of...
I have tried so many different kinds and I was like, this is astronaut food and I'm on Earth.
And I'm here on the planet. Yeah, the podcast is niche internet diet culture blind item 2020 lockdown girl boss drama. And it's all of that is really confusing.
Description. I mean, that's a good tagline. They could work with that. It would help them.
So we're trying to figure out, is this a sexy unique scam? Meaning, should you listen to this podcast or not? And also, what the fuck is it trying to say? So do you want to try and give your rundown of what you think it's about?
So there is one person named Tanya.
Yes.
Who is an influencer who also created a community called F Factor.
Yes.
And it's a body shaming diet culture.
Yeah. I think she's a nutritionist.
Oh, okay.
And yes, she created the F Factor diet, and it's about eating a lot of fucking fiber, basically. But she's very thin, and she's told people don't go on antidepressants because they'll make you fat.
There's a lot of clips in the podcast about people being afraid of eating fruit.
A diet culture is diet culture. Diet culture is diet culture. So it's really tough to make a healthy diet.
Yeah. So she is in the podcast. And then somebody else who basically was interested in exposing what she thought to be a scam around a lot of what this person, Tanya, was hawking.
Yes.
And then there's a side little story that I'm fascinated by that I want to learn more about of the Demois host.
Oh, okay.
She's like, none of what I'm posting might be true.
I personally kind of like love Dumois because she's like,
Yeah.
this, I'm not a journalist.
Yeah.
I'm just like literally posting DMs that people send me and like take it with a grain of salt. And also, fuck you if you think it's real, but also it might be real.
I know it's the most vague. Do
Yeah.
your own research.
She's like,
believe what
I'm
you
not a
want.
journalist.
Yeah.
So whatever. It's gossip. It's fun.
Yeah.
So someone wrote into Dumois and was like, the F Factor diet is poisoning people because she has this protein powder and it has like really high lead in it or something. And Emily Gellis, this influencer who was not part of F Factor, saw this and was like, interesting. She put a call out on her Instagram and was like, who's been harmed by the F Factor diet? So a bunch of people wrote into her and her account, of course, grew because people love drama. This was like in 2020 lockdown vibes where nobody had anything better to do. Let's talk about this poop diet.
Fiber is getting people down.
She's getting all these people telling her their stories about their bad experience they've had with this F Factor diet, the powder, and also the founder, Tanya Zucker-Brot.
What a name.
Truly, it's tough to say. But Tanya is the societal expectations of what a gorgeous woman should be. She looks young. She looks wealthy. She's thin. She's white. So Tanya is, like many influencers, a very beautiful person. And like many people who sell shit on the internet, part of why you want to buy her stuff is because you want her life. She's
and
super
she's
fucking
pretty,
rich.
so
Yeah.
we believe her. We believe anything pretty people
Oh my
say.
God. Are you talking about manifestation? But you're gorgeous? Okay, great. I believe you 100%.
Here's all my money.
Yeah. So she's got like all this going for her. She's a master marketer, obviously. Like she's got lots of followers, people who love this diet. And like, I don't think she's doing anything revolutionary by saying that you should have fiber. I don't think it's necessarily bad to say you should be eating fiber. Obviously, I've already said on this podcast, I think people should try to poop every day, but she is not who she seems. And that's like what's coming out in the podcast, that she's manipulative and it sounds like very territorial with her stuff and will go after people, like aggressively bully people and threaten people and even sue people who kind of like go against her or who even moderately threaten her and her business and her success by like, I don't know, eating these fiber crackers that she doesn't own. The GG crackers, the GG crackers of it all.
So are these famous crackers?
Yeah. So GG crackers are like this totally separate company.
Oh, I keep getting this confused.
Yeah, it's confusing because Tanya talks about these GG crackers that have all this fiber in them. They're Scandinavian or something. You know, those people love their roughage.
Hey, don't talk about
your
my
people.
On the podcast, she was like, these fucking boring Scandinavian crackers. I was like, yeah, because you need to put smoked salmon on them.
Yeah, because they're delicious with cream cheese.
Yeah, you're missing the fat.
I'm sure they're good. I love a Wassa cracker personally.
A Wasser cracker?
Yeah, with a little cream cheese, and then I put some olives on top, or an olive tapenade.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. So the GG crackers are like a cracker that many people who are dieters like because they're low in calories, I think, and they're super high in fiber. And they probably fill you up.
That's what the podcast is about, GG crackers.
But every episode of the podcast it gets like more and more whack. Where I'm like, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about how Tanya's a bully? Are we talking about like this diet
what's the
poisoning
take?
people? Oh, turns out it's not poisoning people. Okay. Are we talking about Emily Gellis, this influencer who like went on this crusade being kind of like fame hungry? This like sort of media circus, sort of like glomming onto it and being and like blowing it up. And of course she's getting bullied and she's getting threats and she's saying all this stuff, but she also kind of like won't let this thing go and is going on this podcast about it, even though she's saying it's like ruining her life. And it's like, okay, well, maybe chill.
Yeah, I think I'm not convinced that I should listen to the whole season, and I'm feeling like Wondery is going for quantity, not quality here.
Well, I think there's only 2 episodes left. There's only 6 episodes in the show. So I'm like, what? How are you guys going to like
really gotta turn it around.
bring this back? I feel like it's the whole series is very like Miley Cyrus bangers era where you're like, what's going on?
Yeah. You okay?
I guess I'm entertained, but I'm confused. And are you going to regret this in a couple of years?
She regretted it, but then she doubled back.
But there's a couple things that like with the Reddit snark, this Emily Gellis person, I think kind of latched onto this collective feeling that we have of wanting to talk about someone or like seeing like, oh, this is not who I thought this person was. I want to talk to other people about it. I want to like connect and like explain my side of the story. And I think that can be a really slippery slope.
Well, also it's poking at the subconscious assumption that we have that we know people's lives considering what they post on social media in general. And I could picture so many friends being like, what is their life as they scroll past someone's post?
Yeah.
And we've all had those feelings of that, but it's not accurate.
Not at
and we
all.
just have these expectations that we're going to have a window into somebody's actual life via this very, very small medium of sharing.
Totally. And like the Tanya Zucker brought brand of influencer, which is, she's older. She's been on Instagram since it began. Like that millennial, quote unquote, authentic, similar to Shut the Kale Up or Lee from America. These influencers who we've kind of seen fall in a way or who have had like a backlash where people are like, you're not who you said you were. You said you were authentic, but you're not
supposed
being...
to be a god.
Yeah. And like you share all this stuff with us, but then you won't share other things with us. Like, and we expect you to share every part of your life, including your divorce, including your eating disorder, including whatever difficult thing you're going through because you're quote unquote authentic. And that's why we connect with you. And kind of like this lack of empathy of an audience.
Yeah.
But also is the influencer kind of like responsible because they've created that false authenticity. If you're saying you're being authentic online, there's no way you're being authentic.
No.
Right?
What does that even mean?
Exactly. It's impossible. We're still curating everything that we want people to see, including the quote unquote authentic moments, the ugly moments, whatever. Like, we can't be authentic.
No, I also think it points to the struggles of whatever medium you're using as a creator, where I think creators get into this situation of being like, okay, well, for me to make money on this platform, I have to make this kind of content or sell this type of product. That's kind of the only way I'm going to make money on this platform. So I don't want to stop doing this, but I'm just going to kind of pivot slightly. And then it kind of ends up being something where you're now making different content because you're stuck in this loop.
Exactly. Or you get notoriety and fame because of something. Yeah. And we just saw Nope this weekend.
Oh, yes.
Which was amazing. So good.
So good. See it in theaters if you can.
Definitely see it. And this isn't a spoiler for the movie, I would say, but one of the themes I felt like was our proclivity as humans to, when something horrible or traumatizing happens to us, instead of maybe sit with it, our urge to monetize it and to like profit off it in some way, even if it's not good for us.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was a commentary on what we see a lot on the internet, which, and with internet personalities, and we all are internet personalities at this point. And it's almost like we can't help ourselves. We know we're like self-destructing, but we can't stop it.
Well, we can't look away.
Yes, and we can't look away. As audience members, we're like, yeah, like, give me that gore. People love Dumois. People love, I mean, this story, this is the #1 podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean? On what list?
On Apple Podcasts.
Okay. For how long?
I think for like the last couple of weeks, it's been doing really well.
Okay. They both have big followings. But I think to your point, I feel what Nope brought up also for me is the spectacle. We need to try and understand, control, capture whatever the spectacle is. And that's constantly changing. But especially in social media, it's democratized in terms of who can capture the quote unquote spectacle, who can talk about it, who can create something that becomes a spectacle. So whatever that is, we can't look away from it.
And we are the spectacle, really. So sexy, unique, scam or stan?
It sounds like this story is a little bit of a scam. Like there's 2 scam artists.
Or also they introduce a new character every single week. And I'm like, who am I supposed to be following?
Yeah. And honestly, as people with ADHD, we could follow a lot.
I love a new character.
Yeah. Yeah. They seem to be struggling with the through line and the op-ed, but maybe that's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to lay out the facts. So I'll probably listen to a few more episodes, but what's the meat here?
Right.
Other than this feud between these 2 people.
Like, hey, are influencers bad or influencers good? Is this about cancel culture? I feel like the cancel culture conversation has sort of died in general. We're kind of not on that anymore.
Is this Herbalife 2.0?
Right. Is this MLMs? That's old news.
Yeah, right.
2021 is an MLM year. 2022 is a scam year.
Yes.
2023, who knows?
I think we've been in several scam decades. I think we're
scam century.
Yeah, exactly. Scam century, more like it.
So I'm going to listen to the end because I have to. I'm now one of those people.
Yeah, you gotta know. I'll listen to maybe at least one more. And then
try listening at 1.5 speed. I think it might help.
I was. And I had this thought. I was like, damn, everyone's really sped up their podcast.
Are these people on crack cocaine?
Yeah, I was
What's
like,
going on here?
did everyone get the message? Oh, no. Mine was just at 1.2. Really changes the vibe of a lot of podcasts.
I think this is a scam that I have no choice but to stand because I'm already too far in.
Okay, yeah, you've already committed to
Scammed
it.
by it, but would still listen.
Okay. Well, Fed Up Podcast by Wondery. You can find it. Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
Have a
tell us what
listen.
you think in our Grext.
Or if you've been following this on the Snark Reddit or somewhere else, maybe.
Yeah, because there's always three sides to every story.
Everyone has a story, different as night and day. And everyone has their own journey. Some follow their path, some wander away.
Do you know who Kathy Lee Gifford is?
Yes, love her.
Okay, did you ever watch the third hour, fourth hour, whatever, of the Today Show that she hosted with Coda? There's this one episode where she's like, I've got a gorgeous song to sing. And it starts, everyone has a story.
Okay.
And I don't remember the rest because I was like, I'm going to die of secondhand embarrassment through the TV. This is so horrible. I need to turn this off. But that haunts me at least once a week. I think about it once a week.
Once a week. Wow.
Everyone has a story.
Like specifically turning the R to a W story.
I didn't realize I babble watched that. Oh man.
All right,
Okay.
well, that's our story. Those are our stories.
We want to know what's in your wellness house of cards at the end of the summer as we're closing out.
As you're baking.
It's so hot. So our brains are melted.
We cannot think if you haven't noticed. It's
Obviously.
really hard to form coherent thoughts.
My brain is August is summer Friday.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's almost
Don't round up.
right.
Don't you dare.
Oh,
Don't
right.
you dare
This
round
is-
up.
This is our own rule that I'm breaking. All right. You know what? It's only as of this recording, August 8th.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much time.
Time is
Summer
spacious.
Fridays.
We are time abundant.
Yes.
Okay? We are not time scarce.
No.
Okay, well, that's this week's episode. So we've got a great review. This is our winner of this week's Beathine, Student of the Cosmos. Good for you is good for you. Listening to this podcast is a direct healing balm to my inner teen who used to devour beauty and fashion magazines, seeking the best ways to beautify myself. After a long, magnificent pause in the world of materialism, my entire 20s, I find myself now at 30, more spiritually developed, quote unquote, yet still seeking. I find this podcast is the perfect blend of living in the world of things, gizmos, and gadgets, and inspired products that we put our hard-earned cash into, while holding a magical, humble, and practical mindset around when more is more and when it's not. Also, the humor between Michelle and Wallace is intelligent and light and keeps my mind happy. Lastly, this podcast is auditorily pleasing, paced perfectly, fairy-like voices, and the samples they mix in are silly but proper, which in turn is nurturing to my nervous system, which in turn makes me a better human. Thanks for being good for me, good for you. Aww,
I want to cry.
I'm gonna cry.
This is so sweet. Thank you.
Best review ever.
Best review ever. Well, your life is about to change, Student of the Cosmos, because you're going to receive Beathine. So hit us up, Good For You Pun, on IG. We will mail that directly to you. Special package.
It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna love it.
How could you live without it? You will wonder. How did you live without it?
There's life before and there's life after. That's it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Since we were talking about Glossier, we're going to give away a better product this week.
We are going to give away this week to the best reviewer ever, one bestseller eye duo from About Face. It's Halsey's makeup line that we both really like. I have the matte fluid eye paint and Wallace has the shadow stick. And in this duo, you get both.
Honestly, great deal.
It's pretty sweet. So write a review on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars.
5 stars on.
for good for you. And you'll be entered to win this week's giveaway. And if you've already written an amazing review and you want to keep hyping us up, we so appreciate that. Please share on Instagram.
Also, if you want to join the Grext, link in the show notes. Great place for product racks, good discussion. Hopefully not so much snark about us, but
Please don't snark. I'm not emotionally equipped for snark.
No. Sarcasm, but snark.
Yeah. Gentle, kind feedback.
Yes, feedback.
Just as we hate ourselves way more than you could possibly hate us. So
impossible.
Anything that you don't like about us, we've already thought about it. Yes. Everyone has a story, and we appreciate you.
We appreciate you for listening to our story. And we'll see you next week.
Don't change.
Or do.
Have a great summer.
Bye.
Everyone has a story, different as night and day. And everyone has their own journey. Some follow their path, some wander away.
Good For You is produced by yours truly, Wallace Miller Blanchard. Our theme song is by Parallel Dance Ensemble, and our wonderful editing is done by Softer Sound Studio, who you can find more information about at the link in our show notes.